No,
No,
you
it's
get
you roll with disadvantage.
I roll with disadvantage. Okay.
Yep.
How long does that last for? As long as you're
Until
fortified,
my
or
turn starts. Yeah.
okay.
Until my next.
In which case, I would use another magic missile because I do not have to roll for the disadvantage or advantage. It automatically hits, leaving me with 0 spell slots and dealing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
I'm only seeing 4.
No, 3, 5, and 4.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Yep. It took a minute to pop up on my screen. The last one came up, the other 2 didn't, but they're there now.
Okay.
Wow.
No, now I have
That's
cantrips.
not true.
I have
You have
cantrips, and
I'm
I
gonna
have
move up here.
and I have my staff of defense.
I am going to throw a hand axe at Ricalo.
Okay. He's not at melee. He couldn't get there.
An 8
That's
misses.
a miss.
And 8 misses.
And I will
All over here, lands on the ground.
I will bonus action with second wind.
Okay.
Throwing another hand axe? Or can he move forward
Gaining
with the bonus?
4.
Oh, okay.
And that's gonna have to end my turn.
Yep. So you gain 4 hit points.
Shit, Mike. Do I actually stand a chance here? No, I bet against myself.
You probably want to think about that.
Can I change my bet?
Nope.
Oh, whoops! I double clicked that. My bad.
Like, I got
Yeah,
got him.
I'm
Right?
going to
Crit it.
cancel out that entire attack. Do it again.
I double clicked it by accident. I
I'm
crit on
canceling
the
out the
first.
entire attack. Try it again.
That is a miss.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna step in.
So it's the referee.
Hang on. Before he steps in, I am
Oh, yeah, because
moving.
you get your movement still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a ranged fighter. I ain't stand by the fucking melee. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Would be 2 spaces to my right. There we go.
But through diagonal, he can still get to you.
Yeah, he can.
Dane, you can still beat.
I'm just trying to get as much distance as possible, but yes, he can.
10 misses.
Yes, it does.
Man. Ricalo.
Dang, you're letting us down.
That was Ricalo.
Not me.
I use a ray of frost.
Attack of opportunity.
Wait, yeah, no, if hang on, if he's gonna get an attack of opportunity one way or the other, I am moving first, then I'll use the attack. 5, 10, 15. What is the range on Ray of Frost? 60 feet, or am I thinking of Firebolt?
Oh, he ducked it.
Oh, he ducked it.
What
Right
the
from-
hell,
Pretty
Dane?
far.
60 feet
60
is the
feet, yeah.
is the distance on Ray of Frost. It's 120 for Firebolt. Okay. So yeah, I am moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I am moving, and I am using Ray of... And I
Counting,
am...
this from here to here is 60 feet.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Oh, and this might have just been the botched miss that wins the match.
Yeah, this is
6
gonna hurt. 16 does hit. I'm going to use two more of the 10 charges, putting me at 6 charges used and up my AC by 5.
So 16 does not hit.
Correct. My AC is 20 until the end of my next turn.
For
Alright.
follow.
And I will move again.
Attack of
Five.
opportunity.
Hold on.
10,
That's a miss.
That is a miss.
15, 20,
Dane,
25,
what the hell?
30.
Well, he
Or-
still has that shield up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ray of Frost again.
That hits.
No, 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 no,
19. There we go. And on a hit, your speed is reduced.
By 10, yeah. One
Yeah, you're-
damage.
I hit you with 1 damage, but I was more focused on keeping you away from me for a bit, so it reduces your speed by 10.
The only problem is I see you backed yourself into a corner. If he plays this wisely, he can catch up to you on any turn.
I'm throwing my other hand axe at you.
Right?
A
a hit.
22.
Yeah, that's a hit because the 21 would hit you. We already
Uh,
determined this.
On a hit, if I use it one more time, I get another bonus, putting me at 25.
Wait a minute. We already determined that a 21 would have hit you with your shield 2
Right.
fights ago.
If I activate the shield again,
No. That doesn't
already
do
have
that.
will it
You can only
provide
do
an
it-
additional
you can
plus
only do
5?
because you can only do one reaction, and
It
the
doesn't
reaction is
stack.
casting it once.
And you already cast it, and you already left your turns. You ended your turn, so your shield was gone anyways.
No, but if he casts it again,
No, as a reaction to getting
charge.
hit during his turn is what I'm saying.
right?
Right,
But you
but
can't
here's
use
the
2
thing.
charges.
It doesn't
it's 2
stack.
and it doesn't stack.
Oh, right. No, I'd be back down to 15 anyway. Because it was the end of my turn and I already used it.
Yep.
No.
Shit.
your
Yeah,
AC
yeah.
would be
9
back.
damage.
If it doesn't stack, then no, I wouldn't use it. 9. That drops me to. Hang on. Yep. Pulling it up now. There we go.
How long does the freeze effect last?
Until his next turn. I believe.
I'm reading it right now.
Till the start of your next turn.
Yeah, start of my next turn.
So that would be now.
Right. I am getting the fuck out of the corner. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And
He can still get you.
He
yeah.
knows.
Oh, I know it. Using the Ray of Frost again.
It's funny. He
Misses.
can get you after that.
8
That's a
and
miss.
8 misses.
Yep.
Okay.
You now have a very
You
pissed
see,
off
if he's
Dane.
using
12
fire, it would
miss.
hit because
A 12
Taylor would
misses.
guide him.
Action, sir.
Right.
A 10 also
misses.
misses.
Ah,
All right.
What is going
Shallow.
on?
All right. 5, 10,
I'm gonna,
15.
I'm gonna use my attack of opportunity.
25,
Yeah, go ahead.
30. Go ahead.
Come on,
That
don't
hits.
let
That
it. There we
18.
go.
Now I would be activating the shield
You can. It's a reaction. You're on
Yep.
your turn.
to getting hit.
But it's a reaction to your movement, so you
You can't react to a
on the
reaction.
13 damage.
It does?
Yeah, the reaction is done on somebody else's turn, not your turn. So shield cannot be cast on your turn to prevent
Okay.
an attack.
Okay.
So 13.
Taking 13. had to move the laptop for a second. Drops me to 6.
No, 19 minus 13, 6. Yep.
Dane, pick up one of the axes again and throw it
If
at
you
him.
do, instead of trying to calculate it, if you just open up your thing, highlight the red button, and hit minus 13, enter, it'll do the math for you.
For some reason, it doesn't do it for me though. Yep.
All
Are
right.
you doing minus?
Yep.
So he does not have any more hand axes, right? He threw both of them that he had.
He may have 6 of them, you don't know.
The only chance he has to hit you at
Well, I
range
mean,
is throwing
I've been in the party with him long enough. I assume I
only
know
have 2.
Yeah,
how many hand axes he carries
yes.
on him.
He
I've only
said
got
yes.
2.
I'm just trying to add tension.
Dane,
You're
throw
doing a good job.
Delilah.
I got a oh fuck, I got a 6.
This is why is it always a turkey run?
This has been a good fight, though. It's been back and forth.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
20s
goodbye, Riccardo.
smacks the shit out of me.
And goodbye, Riccardo.
Are you going to use your
Unless-
reaction, or are you going to take the hit?
A
doesn't
reaction
matter,
would put
even
me at 20 for my AC,
it's
so
still
that
a
a
hit.
20 would hit me because it equals my AC,
Goodbye, Riccardo.
and a 13 it knocks me out.
Curse
You're good.
Black. That, guys, was a great fight. It was back and forth. First, it looked like Dane was going to go down, then Riccardo, then Dane again. It was really, really awesome. I liked that.
I was a little nervous that I was going to lose 500 gold.
Right?
And I learned a lot about what I have for abilities, so that works out a lot.
Yes, it does. These arenas are great for that. So, Riccardo,
Yes, I am
you bet
out.
80 that you would lose.
Yes, I did.
So you now have 8 and 8 is 16. So you have 160 gold.
Plus the 120 that no,
Well,
60.
Well, no,
60
you got
that I
the
got from last.
20.
Basically just add 80 to whatever you bet. Add
Right.
80 to your unless if you subtracted it, then you add 160. But if you didn't,
No, I had forgotten to add what I won from the first fight.
you got
Into
the 60. Yep.
right.
So, yeah, that would be what I thought was you had taken your 120 and then given 80 of that 120 was how I thought it would how I calculated it.
I figured out what I'm doing wrong with calculating the number.
Okay.
The math thing works. I just thought you had to like keep the number in there and then hit subtract.
Oh no, you completely erase what's in there and hit minus whatever. Zara, you get a total of 40 gold. 1092, you get 9 and 9 is 18, so 180.
Woohoo!
Dane, you get 1,000.
Damn, Dane.
I just added
Grandius,
500 to what I had in my bank because I didn't actually subtract the 500.
right? Grandius, you lose 10. And Victor,
it-
you gain 10.
Yay!
Or if you didn't subtract it, just add the 5.
Hooray.
So I get 5.
Yay.
Uh,
How much money do I have to spend to get Mikalo and Dane both drinks at the bar?
I only, hey, just for the record, I only gain half of what the house won, right?
Right.
yes, but
So
the question is, are they going to? Oh yeah, you only get half of what the house won.
which
They're
was
not
10.
going to give it to you, and here's why. They just gave you 1,000 gold.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, granted, half of it was your money,
And I fought against somebody who bet against themselves.
right?
Yeah.
So you're brought to the middle, and you are named champion of the stands. And once again, because it's tradition and I have to do it, does anybody in the stands challenge the new champion of the stands? Looks around. Listen.
Gradius.
Nobody?
Unstayed.
Congratulations.
down.
You are champion of the stands. And everybody cheers. And yeah, that's the way it happens.
And 1092 brings them both for beers.
Tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon will be another champion bout. There's one every day. So Killamalot and Tankard will be available for fights should anyone challenge them. If not, then there's just no fight that day. Or they fight each other and in an all-out wizard versus fighter free-for-all.
Well, we gave the house a very interesting couple of fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last one, I got to admit, that last one was really, really, push and shove there.
You know, Dane, you better thank me for wasting most of his spell slot.
I will say,
Oh, I'm thankful. Trust me.
I will say this. It is now 14 minutes past 10, and you guys have not come up with what you're going to tell the king yet.
Screw it. We needed it.
So,
We needed a
I'm
day.
going
We needed a day.
I'm going to leave it up to you. We can either quickly have you guys have that conversation. You guys can have that conversation through Sun D&D on Facebook. You can have that conversation at another time through Discord. To be honest, I don't even have to know the result until you talk to the king. It's up to you guys. Also, yeah, you can also just quickly take a vote, like right now.
We're just presenting the information we were provided with, and
Yes,
right
but we're
now,
also told to make a recommendation that is, it's not like as important as like a king's advisor. Like he's not going to take it into, I mean, he'll take it to heart, but he's not going to do what you say just because you say it. But he does want your opinion on who you think should get it. That was part of the quest.
I would say Crestmore because of what's happening with the shanty towns and the war in the back.
So you're siding with, yes, that's the coast one. That's the Crestmore, Shaymore, Wallermore. So you're siding with Shaymore on this. Shaymore thinks that they're going after the Moors.
Yep.
Okay.
My vote's for the Moors.
Okay.
I'm also in favor of giving it to Crest.
Okay. That's everybody but Grandius. So
What?
Grandia and Ricalo, but their votes at this point in a majority situation would be void if they voted the other way.
In the interest of diplomacy, they would be allowed. I would encourage them to argue their point. If
I
they
would as
disagreed.
well. Ricalo, do you have a thought on it either way?
My thought was to look at giving the lordship to not Chalm, the Crestholm.
Crestmore? Callum
the
or
one-
Crestmore?
The one on the coast.
That would be Crestmore, the one that they all voted on.
Yes, to allow for trade and everything. Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's no way to give it to
No.
both of them.
I would ask if there is a way of allowing for a theater to be built for Chalum as kind of a consolation for not receiving the lordship. He did say that that is one thing that he was going to use the lordship in order to get. So if he receives a theater, that it'd soften the blow, or whatever he called it, amphitheater.
Amphitheater, but he was going to build it inside the keep.
Right. That would be one thing that I would ask about.
Okay.
Exactly.
I would say we give him the equivalent of the Sydney Opera House.
That's awesome. Anyway,
Something to that effect.
yeah. Grandius, do you have any thoughts either way? We haven't heard from you yet.
I don't really have any objections. I feel like they could possibly be attacked by anybody at any time. Without a wall, should probably get a wall and a keep, and you know.
So you agree
Some
that the
defenses.
wars are more important at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Then
Oh,
next
6-way
week-
battle.
Who? Anyway, next week we will use the appropriate travel time to get to the king and get this over with so that you guys can start hunting stabs.
It's like we have a staph infection.
Ha!
That's
I
bad.
picked up bits and
Victor would
pieces
have to
along
be
the way.
indoctrined into the fact that you're after 10 stabs. I figured you guys have traveled enough together since you got him. You probably told him already. That's what my thought was. Oh, have you heard any of it?
I think we explained some of it to him, but not all
I
of it.
mean, I've definitely heard a lot about, well, some about the stabs as a result of all the.
Many,
Um,
many moons ago, there was a great war. The orcs were trying to take over, along with a bunch of other bad guys.
Hey, I'm out while you guys explain this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good night.
Catch you later.
Have a good night, Dan.
They were going to win. At Fort Defender, that was the last stand of the free folk. Everybody else, basically like, the Helm's Deep, except the bad guys were winning around, across the land, at least the land owned by the humans. When suddenly out of the blue, after the first few waves, when all hope was lost at Fort Defender, suddenly an Archmage showed up. Not Baltus, not Balthazar, but an Archmage showed up with 11 stabs. He distributed them amongst powerful wizards, such as Bashanatig and Shimataro, the Dwarven wizard, as well as several others. With these stabs, and the help of what was left of the army of the free folk, as they called themselves. No, but there was one staff with the power of all the others. The Great Staff. This was actually written before I saw Lord of the Rings. I had read it, but anyway, at Fort Defender, the battle was won by the free folk with the help of these 10 staffs. The broken staff of seeing was broken there, and the wizard that had it was killed, as well as several other wizards with staffs. But they ended up winning that battle, and then gaining an upper hand here, there, and everywhere. Winning that battle brought more people onto the side of good. The people from the island came over to help, whereas they weren't a part of the war before. Dragon Riders, Griffin Riders from the continent. This is another continent with Dragonborn came over after this win. So basically, the win at Fort Defender was the only reason that the free folk got allies from offshore. Because all the allies were doing kind of what the French were doing during the American Revolution. They were waiting for the Americans to win in order to even talk to their ambassador. And when Washington went over and took the Hessians there, whatever town it was, Trenton.
Yeah.
That's after Washington took the Hessians at Trenton. The French were like, "Oh, they won a battle? Oh, okay, so let's help them." And that's what happened here at Fort Defender. The battle was won So they got allies from other areas off continent. And more elves came through the Fae, as well as more Fae folk came through and helped them out. The staves were distributed and then lost and then found again and then lost and then found again. On the map that was on Discord, you see Orc Country.
Yep.
That was the elves flat out refused to let the orcs be completely wiped out because that would throw off the balance of things. So the humans created Orc Country, which is a forest that has a castle, Noctar, to the north of it, and then a city, Kanachum, it looks like, to the south, and then a road around it. There's also a road through it. People do go through it every once in a while with caravans and trade with the orcs. It's not insanely common. But there is a wall around Orc Country that's some 20, 30 feet tall that is patrolled by human guards. That was sort of the compromise that the Free Folk came to. The problem is now there's another war going. It's a secret war. In other words, 90% of the people of the, butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, they don't even know what's happening. Even some of the lords, from forts and stuff like that, from castles and whatnot, don't know what's happening. Mostly the king and a lot of mages and a bunch of, the elves know about it. And so on and so forth. But the king's archmage, one of the ones who received a staff from the first archmage, Baltus, has given these guys the quest, along with the king, to find all 10 staffs. His brother Balthazar is sometimes working for the king and sometimes working for the bad guys. Not as a double agent. He's just batshit crazy. He was driven insane by the staff that he had received for the war. He used it too much. Each staff has a positive and a negative. Like the broken staff of seeing, you can see into the future at the cost of a memory.
All right.
So these guys, and now that they've picked you up, although you are not officially charged by the king, these guys are charged by the king to find the 10 staffs. Here's the crux of it, though. They were given several quests by the king to get started. After this last quest, which is the diplomatic one they're kind of on their own. As far as like trying to make money and not survive, but keep themselves going as they find these staffs. They've already gotten some information. They know that at one point a dragon turtle, which is a dragon-sized turtle, an island-sized turtle, is supposed to either know where or have the Staff of Water. They have heard that the Staff of Necromancy is held by a colossal skeleton at a place called the Burial Grounds to the south. The Burial Grounds is a very weird place, and nobody really knows why, because the war was so long ago. It was like 1,000 years ago. Everything that died during the time of war, no matter how it died, was buried at the Burial Grounds. Like soldiers that are coming through to go from one battle to another would find a dead bird on the side of the road, pick it up and send it to the Burial Grounds, even though it was killed by a hawk. Didn't matter why it died, it was sent to the Burial Grounds. And nobody knows why. And the Burial Grounds is overseen by a colossal skeleton, which is, like a 200-foot skeleton.
Fine.
He is said to have the staff of necromancy. And very recently, just outside of Orc country, there is sort of a semicircle with a dot in the middle of it, with an X with an S. That semicircle with a dot in the middle of it, that dot is a natural tree which is still alive, but in it was carved out Bashonatig's wizard's tower. He lived in the tree. He is long since dead. But he was the one that was last known to have the broken staff of seeing. It wasn't the one he was given during the war. Nobody knows what's happened to that one. But he was supposed to have had the broken staff of seeing at last report. But like I said, he's long since dead. So those are the 3 clues that they have to the first stabs. Once you guys get paid for this quest, you're on your own as to making money for the rest. You have to find other work, as most adventurers do.